Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Yohendar. I'm from class 2C. In this moment, I would like to deliver materials about language, materials, evaluation and development for fulfilling my task for final examination. Okay, for the materials that will be discussed are curriculum, syllabus, and lesson plan, analysis of English textbook material, evaluation and assessment, and the last is approach, technique, and method in teaching. Okay, continue to the next material. The first is curriculum. Curriculum is the set of courses, coursework, and content offered at a school or university. A curriculum is a focus of study consisting of various courses, all designed to reach a particular proficiency or qualification. A curriculum also refers to a defined and prescribed course of studies which students must fulfill in order to pass a certain level of education. So, curriculum is all of the experiences that individual learners have in a program of education whose purpose is to achieve broad goals and related specific objectives. The next is development of curriculum. Curriculum in KTSP or curriculum 2006, according to Kusnandar, states that the implementation of KTSP is a process of applying the idea, concept, and policy of the curriculum in the learning activity so the students can master some competencies. And curriculum in curriculum 2013, the 2013 curriculum is a further step in the development of a competency-based curriculum that was initiated in 2004 and KTSP 2006, which includes competency, attitudes, knowledge, and skill in integrated manner. The 2013 curriculum, which is based on character and competence, was born in response to various criticisms of the 2006 curriculum and in accordance with the development of needs and the world of work. The next is syllabus. A syllabus is simply an outline and timeline of a particular course. It will typically give a brief overview of the course objectives, course expectation, list reading assignments, homework, deadlines, and exam dates. A syllabus is a document which consists essentially of lists. This list specifies all the things that are to be taught in the course. Okay, this is the development of syllabus in KTSP and in curriculum 2013. According to KTSP or curriculum 2006, according to Widaryanto, KTSP 2006 suggests language learning in order uses a variety of approach, so it boils down to learning that is fun and student-centered or student-centered rather than focus on teachers or teachers-centered. Different with KTSP, syllabus in curriculum 2013, according to Andi Prastowo, 2013 curriculum syllabus is a learning plan in an certain lesson or themes that include core competencies, competencies basic, learning materials, learning activities, assessment, allocation time, and learning resources. The next is the difference of curriculum and syllabus. Curriculum. Curriculum is for a course. Curriculum is the superset. Curriculum is a consideration of the objectives, the contents, methods chosen to achieve the objective. So the next is syllabus. Syllabus is for a subject. Syllabus is the subset of the curriculum, and syllabus is the concept to be taught. The next material is lesson plan. According to Kunandar 2011, the Learning Implementation Plan, or RPP, is a plan that describes the procedures and organization of learning to achieve a basic competency set out in the content standards and described in the syllabus. Here are the components of syllabus and lesson plan. The first is the component of syllabus. There are competency standards, basic competencies, main material or learning activities, indicator, assessment, time allocation, learning resources. The next is the component of lesson plan. There are subject identity, competency standards, basic competencies, competency achievement indicators, learning objectives, teaching materials, time allocation, learning methods, learning activities, and the last is learning resources. Okay, for the next material will be analysis of English textbook material. Analysis of English textbook material is about analysis the material of an English book for students. Example, for English package book for grade 10. There are some chapter like chapter 1 talking about self, chapter 2 complementing and showing care, chapter 3 about expressing intention, chapter 4 congratulating others, chapter 5 describing people, chapter 6 visiting ecotourism destination, chapter 7 visiting Niagara Falls, chapter 8 describing historical places, chapter 9 giving announcement, chapter 10 meeting my idol, chapter 11 keeping a diary, chapter 12 talking about idol, chapter 13 talking about somebody I admire, chapter 14 Isombosi, chapter 15 Malin Kundang, chapter 16 interviewing the Wright brothers, and the last is chapter 17 is about strong wind. In this book there are 4 types of skills such as writing skill, speaking skill, reading skill, and listening skill. And next is about evaluation and assessment. Evaluation is an adaptation of English evaluation, which is defined as an assessment or assessment. Nurkancana in 1983 states that evaluation is an activity carried out with respect to the process to determine the value of a thing. Meanwhile, Rakajoni in 1975 explained that evaluation is a process to consider an item, thing, or symptom by considering various factors, which is then called value judgment. And the next is assessment. According to Bonnie Campbell Hill and Cynthia Raptic in 1994, assessment is the process of gathering evidence and documenting a child's learning and growth. Assessment is the process of collecting events and documenting a child's growth and learning. According to James A. McLonlil, Renabi Lewis in 1994, systematic process in collecting data on a child that serves to see the abilities and difficulties faced by a person at that time as material to determine what is really needed. And based on this information, the teacher will be able to develop a learning program that is realistic in accordance with the objective reality. There are some differences of evaluation and assessment, such as the process of collecting, reviewing, and using data for the purpose of improving current performance is called assessment. A process of providing an assessment based on defined criteria and evidence is called evaluation. Assessment is diagnostic as it tends to identify areas of improvement. On the other hand, evaluation is judgmental as it aims to provide an overall score. This assessment provides feedback on performance and ways to improve performance in future. Against this, the evaluation ensures whether the standards are met or not. The purpose of assessment is formative, to improve the quality, therefore the aim is summative. Assessment is concerned with the process while evaluation focuses on the product. There are some types of evaluation and assessment. The first is true or false. The questions are in the form of statements. Some of these statements are right and some are wrong. The person being asked is tasked with marking each of these statement by circling B for the correct statement according to him and S for the incorrect statement. In the out country, the correct statement is T and the incorrect statement is F. One of the functions of the true-false form is to measure the ability of students to distinguish between fact and opinion. The next type is multiple choice. The multiple choice test consists of a statement or notification about an incomplete understanding, and to complete it must choose one of several possible answers that have been provided. This test consists of a description and a possible answer or alternative option. Possible answer consists of correct answer, namely the answer key and several distractors. And the last type is essay. An essay is a process essay that discusses an issue in passing from the author's personal point of view. In the essay, contains option, views, or personal expression of the author about a thing that is happening or taking place in society. And the last material is approach, technique, and method in teaching English. The first is approach in teaching and learning process. Teacher-centered. These methods are more traditional, focusing on the teacher as instructor, sometimes referred as a direct instruction, deductive teaching, or expository teaching, and the type of the presentation lecture. Child-centered, sometimes referred as discovery learning, inductive learning, or inquiry learning, and place a stronger emphasis on the learner's role in the learning process. And the next is technique in teaching and learning process. There are 3 techniques The first is learning gamification. These are some common way in teaching and learning process, such as language learning games, quizzes, and online platforms. The second is use of technology. There are some common ways such as creative mediums like video and audio recording. The last is learning beyond the classroom. Learning outside of the classroom has been proven to be incredibly beneficial, with particular focus placed on students' connection with nature and learning outdoors. And the last is method in teaching and learning process. There are there are two methods. The first method is non-participatory. It means the teacher casts himself or herself in the role of being a master of the subject matter, looked upon by the learners as an expert or an authority. And the second is participatory, where the way of teacher and students are in constant interaction, active involvement, and continuous exchange of views and ideas in overall teaching and learning. The method, sometimes known as interactive teaching methods or learner-centered teaching method. Okay, maybe that's all what I can give in this video. I'm really sorry for any mistake I have made. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, you can find me at my Instagram and my email. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.